All right, welcome. Welcome to our esteemed faculty, our distinguished guests, our family, friends, and members of the Oregon Health and Science University School of Dentistry class of 2029. Before we begin today's ceremony, however, I'm going to ask that you just please silence your cellular phones, if you would, please. So thank you. By way of introduction, my name is Gary Stafford, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Senior Associate Dean for Academic Systems at the School of Dentistry, and it's an honor to act as the Master of Ceremonies for today's celebration. We're gathered today for the Oregon Health and Science University School of Dentistry White Coat Ceremony to recognize and celebrate the symbolic transition of the class of 2029 from the didactic and laboratory phases of their education to the beginning of clinical practice and the care of patients. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Dean, Dr. Ron Sakaguchi, who will introduce our President, Dr. Sharif El-Nahal, and our Provost, Dr. Marie Chisholm-Burns, for their greetings. Dr. Sakaguchi was appointed the 10th Dean of the OHSU School of Dentistry in December of 2021, having served as the interim dean since October of 2020. A graduate of Northwestern University Dental School in Chicago, Dr. Sakaguchi also holds a bachelor's degree from UCLA, a master's degree in prosthodontics from the University of Minnesota, a PhD from the University of Greenwich in London, and an MBA in entrepreneurship from Babson College. He joined the faculty of the School of Dentistry in 1994 and served as professor and associate dean for research and innovation until he joined the Division of Management and faculty of the OHSU PSU Healthcare MBA in the OHSU School of Medicine in 2010. Dr. Sakaguchi is a widely published dental biomaterials and biomechanics researcher with an extensive history of grant funding from the NIH and from industry. He is a fellow of the Academy of Dental Materials, the American College of Dentists, the International College of Dentists, and the Pierre Fouchard Academy. So please join me in welcoming our Dean, Dr. Ron Sakaguchi.
Thank you for the very kind introduction, Dr. Stafford. Dr. Sharif El-Nahal became OHSU's sixth president on August 11th, 2025, so not quite a first-year anniversary yet. As the leader of Oregon's only academic health center, his expertise in healthcare delivery for large integrated health systems and focus on serving vulnerable communities bolsters the university's statewide mission. Before joining OHSU, Dr. El-Nahal was appointed by President Joe Biden and was confirmed by the U.S. Senate to serve as Undersecretary of Health at the Department of Veterans Affairs. He led the largest integrated health system in the nation alongside a team of nearly 400,000 professionals, delivering world-class care to 9 million enrolled veterans. Before his role at the VA, Dr. El-Nahal served as President and Chief Executive Officer of University Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. University Hospital is a level 1 trauma center, the principal academic medical center for Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, and New Jersey's only public hospital. Before that, he served as New Jersey's 21st Health Commissioner and was responsible for operating the state's 4 psychiatric hospitals. Dr. El-Nahal received his MD from Harvard Medical School and his MBA with distinction from Harvard Business School. Please welcome President Sharif El-Nahal.
All right, first things first, let's make some noise for the class of 2029. All right. I want to thank Dean Sakaguchi, Provost Dr. Marie Chisholm-Burns, and very importantly, a thank you to the folks sitting on the perimeter here, without whom all of you would not be here. These are folks who have loved you from day one, have really, really embraced your dream of getting into people's mouths every single day and helping them. And so I'll first get into, just very quickly here, the moment, and then I'll move into what you're actually going to be doing for society and what that will mean for among the most vulnerable people that we live among. And I'll first describe the moment. So there are really a very limited number of people in the world who, when they ask you, hey, can you please open your mouth and let me, do my thing to help you? And that's gonna be you and literally nobody else. And that is a level of trust that is very unique and very meaningful. The same level of trust is conferred by every kind of clinician, but I don't want you to think that this is some kind of highly specialized field. In fact, data suggests more and more every year that oral health is such a necessary and important component of human health that it cannot be distinguished. And so inasmuch as the right to health care is discussed in policy and is an objective that I think we all agree with here in this room, I believe that the goal for universal oral health care is just as important. It is a marker of human health overall, and it is, again, increasingly recognized as something that is necessary for people to thrive. And guess what? You're about to enter into a door of trust where you're going to be doing this for patients and families, and that's a really, really incredible moment. So congratulations to you on the moment. And now moving on to what that means for society more generally. We have right now among the bigger risks that we've ever seen when it comes to access to healthcare. We see people who depend on Medicaid coverage at highest risk than ever before to potentially lose that coverage. We have folks who are seeing rising costs across the country in every single dimension: energy, food. And because there are less options for coverage for oral health, they are seeking oral health less often than they should. And so understanding that I'm now the steward of OHSU as an institution where we have so many different health professions programs, each and every graduate of our programs, including all of you, will be stewards of among the most vulnerable times for patients in this country. And so I know you will be excellent clinicians. That is the phase that you're entering right now. And that goes without saying. And by the way, you deserve it. You've made it here because of everything you've done and everything you've accomplished. And that is primarily you with the support of everybody in this room. And know also that you have the ability to think even bigger and try to understand what the biggest barriers are to people more generally on oral health. And I encourage you, because you've built such an amazing background and gotten to this point in one of the top dental institutions in the country, you will be uniquely poised to change the face of oral health and make it more accessible and meaningful and effective for everybody. So thank you for that, and congratulations on getting to this next milestone. Appreciate you all.
Thank you for your remarks, Dr. Eleanor Hall, and thank you also for pointing out the importance of integrated health and the importance of general health as well as oral health. And we also know that we can't have good overall health unless we have oral health. Next, I'm pleased to introduce our provost, Dr. Marie Chisholm-Burns. Dr. Chisholm-Burns is Executive Vice President and Provost of OHSU. She is also the J.S. Reinschmidt Endowed Professor in the OHSU School of Medicine and Professor in the Oregon State University College of Pharmacy. She previously served as Dean and Distinguished Professor of the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Pharmacy, as Professor and Head of the Department of Pharmacy Practice and Science at the University of Arizona College of Pharmacy, and as faculty at the University of Georgia College of Pharmacy. Dr. Chisholm-Burns is founder and director of the Medication Access Program, which increases medication access to solid organ transplant recipients. She is also treasurer of the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities Board of Commissioners and a member of the American Society of Health System Pharmacists Board of Directors. Dr. Chisholm-Burns has over 400 publications and nearly $20 million in external funding as principal investigator and co-investigator from organizations such as the NIH, and several foundations. In a recognition of her contributions to leadership, education, research, service, and patient care, she has received numerous awards and honors from national professional organizations. Provost Chisholm Burns has a BS degree in pharmacy from Georgia College, Doctor of Pharmacy from the University of Georgia, Master of Public Health from Emory University, MBA from the University of Memphis, and PhD from the University of South Dakota. Please welcome Provost Marie Chisholm Burns.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dean Sakaguchi, for that wonderful introduction and for the honor of addressing the School of Dentistry second-year class during this white coat ceremony. Students, guests, faculty, and staff, it is with great pleasure and pride that I stand before you today. At this time, I would like to recognize and welcome the guests who are here today, the parents, the families, the friends who so richly deserve credit for their part in the lives of our students. You know, we stand tall because we stand on the shoulders of many. I recognize the parents, families, and friends, but I also want to recognize and thank President Elmer Hall for his support of the School of Dentistry and for his entire support of our education mission. I want to thank Dean Sakaguchi for your leadership here at the school. Thanks to Jenna Wilkinson and Paulina Pozdina for planning this wonderful event. Dr. Stafford and Bob Palacki, thank you for your work on behalf of the students. Dr. Jonathan Gold, who represents the school's Alumni Leadership Council, I want to thank you for all that you do. Thank you to our group practice leaders who provide oversight, training for our students and mentoring to our students. Dr. Ricklin Asai, who represents the American College of Dentists, Oregon, Idaho section. Thank you for all that you do for us. And I want to thank our donors for providing funding for today's white coats. Now, back to the focus. And the focus is you, our students. Students, congratulations. The white coat ceremony is a tradition designed to reflect the responsibilities, commitment, and professionalism expected of dental students who are about to embark on their patient care journey. Thus, not only is this a special day for you and everyone here at the School of Dentistry and OHSU, but it's also a special day for the dental profession. Now, since joining OHSU, I have become a patient of the School of Dentistry, and I have benefited from the care that you provide. So you'll see me around. You'll see me in the clinics. I like to show off my pearly whites, and I'll ask all sorts of questions, and you say, oh man, the provost is over here. I know where the seats are and where all the good hiding places are as well. But also as a colleague, I had the chance to practice on your simulation equipment, which enhanced my understanding of the delicate work you perform to provide the best possible outcomes for your patients. And after the reception, after today's ceremony, if you want to know my scores and the fillings, I'm pretty good, especially for my first try, I will tell you. And we could talk about that later. A few years ago, I was invited to present at the American Dental Education Association's annual meeting. And the title of my presentation was The Power of You. And it's centered on the difference that you make as dental students and future dentists. So when I think of the power of you, I think of Diamante Driver. And I'm not sure of how many of you know the story of Diamante Driver. He was a 12-year-old boy who lost his life to an infection due to the lack of access to dental care. And this happened in 2007, and it's still on my mind as I read about the case back in 2007, still on my mind today. Because you see, this story reminds me of how each of you has the ability to change lives, in fact, to save lives, and today is a critical step in that journey. I would like to briefly talk with you about the white coat and its meaning. Now, the white coat means many different things to many different people. Some of your patients will view the wearer of the white coat as having power and absolute knowledge. They will not question your authority because of this white coat. Others may view the wearer as someone who is an equal partner in managing oral health care issues. Now, regardless of what people associate with the white coat, you have the opportunity to transform, confirm, validate, build upon, or tarnish that perception. Choose to be a partner and an advocate. Choose to advance and transform patient and oral care. Now, I submit to you that the white coat symbolizes healing. It represents a contract between you and each patient under your care. The contract means that you, as a dental professional, will provide the best care possible in a compassionate and supportive environment in order to facilitate optimal oral health, thereby promoting the profession of dentistry. Now, there's an old adage that goes something like this. People do not care how much you know until first they know how much you care. So care, share, and relentlessly pursue best practices that will optimize the oral health and well-being of others, and embody the professional values and commitment to excellent dental care for all, for which your white coat stands as a symbol. As I conclude, I would like to take a moment to return to the power of you. As dental professionals, you will be instrumental in helping others achieve the power of a smile. A smile is one of the most universal forms of how we as humans communicate. Before we speak a single word, our smiles can convey warmth, confidence, compassion, gratitude, and trust. A smile can bridge cultural differences, ease anxiety, and create connections. Yet for countless people, smiling does not come easy. Some hide their smiles, maybe due to dental disease. Others are self-conscious, maybe about discolorations, missing teeth, trauma, or facial differences. The impact is more than aesthetic. It affects confidence, relationships, opportunities, and overall quality of life. Now, this is one of the examples where dentistry becomes much more than meets the eye. Each time you restore a decayed tooth, or replace a missing tooth, or treat periodontal disease, you are doing more than providing clinical care. You are helping someone reclaim or boost a part of their identity. So as you continue your journey in this remarkable profession, I encourage you to remember that behind the teeth, there is a person. Behind every treatment plan, there is a story. And behind every successful outcome, there is a smile that transforms a life. Thank you, and students, again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Provost Chisholm Burns. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for commenting on the power of the smile. Thank you for talking about the importance of access to care with your story about Diamante Driver. Thank you for your support of the school. Thank you for preparing to become a dental student by working in our simulation clinic. We look forward to your application next year. And thank you, finally, for being a patient of our clinics. Thank you.
Keep my smile.
Yes, keep your smile. And I'm happy to turn this back over to Dr. Gary Stafford to continue the program.
Well, I'm going to elaborate a little bit on the history of the white coat, and it's a relatively new celebration in healthcare professions, having origins around 1990 at the University of Chicago's Pritzker School of Medicine, although the first full-fledged ceremony occurred in 1993 at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. The development of the white coat ceremony is credited to the Arnold P. Gold Foundation at Columbia, recognizing the importance of schools providing an experience that would alert beginning health professions students to the need for and importance of balancing excellence in the acquisition of knowledge with compassionate patient care. To paraphrase Thomas Carlyle, it is in and through symbols that humans consciously or unconsciously live, work, and have their very being. In that spirit, the white coat ceremony has now become a widespread contemporary ritual at hundreds of health profession schools, including many dental schools throughout the United States and throughout the world. The ceremony serves to promote and affirm the importance of professional development and humanism among both students and faculty as they prepare to provide compassionate, patient-centered oral health care. But why the symbol of the white coat? By the middle of the 19th century, science had begun to damage the respectability of medicine, demonstrating that medical treatments of those times were no more than quackery and healing cults. Scientists became respected, and healthcare providers became distrusted. Healthcare professionals realized that they must turn to science in order to provide rational care for patients, and so they began to represent themselves as scientists, and they adopted the scientific laboratory coat as their standard dress. Early in the history of medicine, hospital clinicians wore black robes, but with scientific advances in healthcare, hospitals were no longer regarded as houses for dying, but rather institutions of healing. As observed in famous paintings of the time, black robes were replaced by white coats as a symbol of new hope in the emerging scientific approach to healthcare. However, the white coat has also evolved to represent a visual reminder of the health professional's commitment to first do no harm. White not only represents goodness, but conveys a sense of cleanliness and connotes a barrier to infection. Furthermore, the white coat is developed to represent a symbol of the seriousness of purpose, and perhaps most importantly, a cloak of compassion towards those for whom we care. The white coat, therefore, serves as a symbol to signify that our responsibility is not only to take care of patients, but as Dr. Chisholm-Burns said, but also to care for our patients. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jonathan Gold, bringing greetings from the OHSU School of Dentistry Alumni Leadership Council. Dr. Gold graduated from OHSU School of Dentistry in 2010. Immediately following this, he and his family moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, where he practiced for 9 years. There, he treated mostly underserved families. This experience taught him to work with his patients to find personalized solutions to their needs. And during those years, Dr. Gold also spent time volunteering at LSU Dental School, working with their first-year students as they started to enter the field, and that furthered his passion for teaching and dentistry. He was born and raised here in Portland, in the Portland area, and grew up with a love of skiing, wakeboarding, flying kites, and riding motorcycles. He attended Whitman College, where he earned a degree in rhetoric and film studies, followed by a science degree from Portland State University. When not at work, you can find Dr. Gold at the park with his son Asher, cheering on his 49ers or cooking. And he currently sits on the OHSU Alumni Leadership Council and also serves as co-chair of a work group supporting our own Bridges Student Dental Clinic. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Jonathan Gold.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stafford. Well, I'm honored to be here today as you celebrate an important milestone in your journey, receiving your white coat. As has been said many times, and for generations, the white coat has symbolized your place among trusted healthcare providers. It represents not only knowledge and skill, but also compassion, professionalism, and the responsibility to care for others. As you put on your white coat today, take a moment to reflect on everything that brought you here. Think about the challenges you overcame, the countless hours of hard work, and the family, friends, mentors, classmates, and faculty who helped you along the way. Be proud of this moment. Be proud of what you've accomplished because you've earned it. Of course, this isn't the finish line. It's the beginning of the next chapter. Looking back reminds you how far you've come, and it gives you confidence for what's ahead. There will be more challenges, but there will also be even greater rewards. You're one step closer to your ultimate goal, retiring to an island somewhere and never speaking to anyone ever again. Or I suppose becoming a dentist. And trust me, becoming a dentist isn't the end of your journey either. Along the way, you'll make mistakes. You'll learn from them. You'll meet people on some of the worst days of their lives. Treat them with compassion. You'll experience moments of success and triumph. Take time to enjoy them. Every patient, every challenge, and every victory will help shape the kind of dentist and person you want to become. You've been given an outstanding foundation on which to build your career. Having practiced across the country, I can say with confidence that your OHSU education has prepared you well for the real world. You are joining a profession that values lifelong learning, service, and community, and you are joining an alumni network that is proud to support you every step of the way. On behalf of myself and the entire OHSU alumni community, congratulations on this remarkable achievement. We look forward to celebrating your success over the next 3 years and for many years beyond, and welcome to the dental profession.
Thank you, Dr. Gold. So for this afternoon's address to the students, I wish to introduce Dr. Despina Bompalaki. She's a professor with tenure and assistant dean for clinical systems at the School of Dentistry and has been a member of the OHSU faculty since 2015. She earned her DDS from the National and Kapodistrian, if I say that right, always a challenge, University of Athens in Greece. In 2014, she received a certificate in prosthodontics and completed a master's in oral biology from Texas A&M University in Dallas, Texas. She's a diplomate of the American Board of Prosthodontics, a fellow of the American College of Prosthodontics, and a fellow of the IDEA Leadership Institute. She currently serves on the board of directors for both the American College of Prosthodontists and the Academy of Osseointegration. She's also a member of the editorial board of the Journal of Prosthetic Dentistry and has authored numerous peer-reviewed publications in leading dental journals. In her free time, she enjoys riding her bike with her family and visiting Powell's bookstore. It's truly a rare treat to catch her in Portland this late in July, as she usually migrates to Greece during the summer sun, and so she's on her way, I think, tomorrow, right? So please join me in welcoming Dr. Despina Bompalaki.
Thank you for the great introduction, Dr. Stafford. And yes, I am leaving tomorrow. It's an honor to be here today, wearing my white coat alongside you on this special day. It's a truly special day, not only for you, but also for your family, your friends, and of course, your social media followers, whose feeds are about to become flooded with white coat photos in just about an hour from now. I still remember vividly the first time I put on my own white coat, almost 20 years ago. It felt heavy, not physically, but symbolically. I wasn't just stepping into a new phase of training. I was stepping into a new identity. It was a moment filled with pride, responsibility, and a little bit of imposter syndrome. I remember wondering, am I ready for this? But over time, that coat began to feel like mine, shaped by the patients I cared for, the mentors who guided me, and the many moments of both uncertainty and growth. You will experience that evolution too. Today, your coat is crisp and new, maybe even a little stiff. But soon it will tell your story, not just of procedures completed, but of trust earned. Studies have shown that patients often perceive healthcare providers wearing white coats as more competent, trustworthy, and professional, even when compared to the same providers wearing scrubs or business attire. Why? Because, as Dr. Holmberg said, the white coat is more than clothing. It's a symbol of a profession, grounded in science, service, and ethics. But symbols carry power, and power comes with responsibility. People will look at you different now. Some will see hope. Others may carry difficult memories of past healthcare experiences. You won't always know which, so approach every patient with humility. You may have also heard of white coat hypertension, where simply seeing someone in a white coat can raise a patient's blood pressure. That physiological response tells us how much meaning this coat carries for others, not just for us. So sometimes the best thing you can do is learn to take off the coat, not literally, but symbolically, so you can meet patients where they are. Your white coat represents not only competence, but also compassion. Your knowledge matters, but so does your kindness, your respect, and your ability to truly listen and connect with those around you. You are entering the profession at one of the most extraordinary times in the history of healthcare. You will practice in the era of technological advancement and artificial intelligence. AI can analyze enormous amounts of data and support clinical decision-making in ways we couldn't even imagine just a few years ago. And these advances have brought a question that many people are asking. Will AI replace us? I want you to know this. You have chosen the right profession at exactly the right time. No algorithm can replace empathy, compassion, reassurance, or the trust that develops between a patient and the person wearing the white coat. AI will be an incredible tool for you, but it will never replace the human inside the white coat that you are putting on today. I would also like to remind you to take the coat off when you go home, not only literally, but mentally as well. Protect the parts of yourself that exist outside of dentistry, because taking care of yourself is part of taking care of your patients. So today, as you put on your white coat, take a moment. Recognize what it symbolizes. Recognize who you are becoming, but also who you already are. Appreciate the extraordinary time in which you're entering the dental profession. And remember that the coat is not what makes you worthy. You are what gives this coat meaning. Finally, I would like to encourage you to think of all those who helped you get here. The people who believed in you, supported you, or simply stood by you when the path felt uncertain. Acknowledge all of them today. And every time you put on your white coat, moving forward, carry their support with you. Make them proud, not just by what you accomplish, by how you treat others along the way. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pampalaki. Thank you for your kind message and encouragement for the students. While I have a chance, I'd also like to introduce you to one of our other senior leadership team members, Dr. Karen Replogle, Senior Associate Dean for Clinical Systems. You're supposed to come up and speak now. I didn't tell you that? That's quite all right. Well, the risk of being the last person to speak before the main event is going to sound like I'm repeating some things that's already been said. So I'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. So welcome to the class of 2029, family, friends, and honored guests. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank again Dr. Sharif Elnahal, OHSU President, Dr. Marie Chisholm-Burns, Executive Vice President and Provost, Dr. Gary Stafford, Senior Associate Dean for Academic Systems, Dr. Jonathan Gold from School of Dentistry Alumni Leadership Council, Dr. Despina Pampalaki, Assistant Dean for Clinical System, and Dr. Rick Asai from the American College of Dentists, Oregon, Idaho section, who's going to be coming up next. Thank you also to the Office of Student Services, Jenna Wilkinson, who is in the back. Let's give her a big round of applause. and also Polina Pozdina. Between the two of them, they've created this all for you. Thank you. So as Dr. Stafford mentioned, this ceremony signals a major milestone in your dental education. And I'm going to talk to just the students, if that's okay. It seems like it was just a short time ago, doesn't it, that we were at the Clinton Conference at the beach, and we were talking about ethics and professionalism. We're also watching you build sand sculptures, and we were actually starting to grade you, right? We had judges who were the alumni, and they ranked the different bridge groups. And if your friends and family don't understand what bridge groups are, you could talk to them about that afterwards. But you've now completed 1/4 of your formal dental education, and congratulations. Did it go by quickly or not? For the most of you, yeah, some of you I see nodding your heads this way. Okay, got it. But for us, it feels like it goes by very quickly, and it's going to start to feel like it's accelerating even more. And you've been continuing to learn and practice concepts in ethics and professionalism in your courses, and now they are embedded in you and expected at every patient visit. As Dr. Elna Hall and Dr. Chisholm Burns mentioned, dentists are among the most trusted and respected healthcare professionals. Your patients entrust you with one of the most visible and sensitive areas of their body to your care. Every patient is a unique individual with concerns, anxieties, and life experiences, along with prior encounters with healthcare systems, good and bad. It's essential that we seek to understand every patient who comes to us with compassion, empathy, and respect. Be your patient's coach and navigator. Help them achieve lifelong oral health. We at the School of Dentistry have the honor of working with you just 4 years out of your decades of growth and learning in your careers. We have you roughly for about only 10% of the total time of your career, and throughout your career, you're going to continue learning. You're going to learn a lot more about dentistry beyond what the 4 years of dental school covers, believe it or not. We provide the foundational knowledge to just get you started, and the white coat ceremony symbolizes the moment you bring all of that together. You bring together all of your didactic, your laboratory and simulation education, and then you apply it to provide exceptional care for your patients. In addition, the white coat you collectively wear today symbolizes the common mission and goal for you as a class to care for patients in the next phase of your journey, and also your adventure as healthcare professionals. You know, we expect ups and downs, and there will be ups and downs. You may have already experienced some of them. You're not going to get it perfect the first time out, but you'll grow and you'll gain confidence with every patient visit. As your faculty, we are your partners, and we will work together to achieve this common mission and goal to care for our community, care for each other, and advance the profession of dentistry. So please wear your white coat responsibly. Remember what it implies, and set a very high bar for yourself to become the best dentist you can be, and work to create a healthcare system that is accessible, welcoming, and equitable for all patients. Congratulations.
Well, it's time for the important part. Are we ready? Let's do this. All right, we're going to get lined up here in a moment. And I want to thank Dr. Sakaguchi. The class of 2029 will be coded by the group practice leader from the integrated group practice to which the student belongs. And we'll proceed through the class by group practice in alphabetical order. So we're going to line up. And we'll have coding the members of the Broadway group practice is Dr. Amy Pruitt, Assistant Professor of Restorative Dentistry and Broadway group practice leader. We'll begin with Rianne Abu-Minjal. Yeah, let's clap. This is not a solemn occasion. Let's have fun with this, all right? Hannah Anderson. Cole Buller. Alexandra Drury. Min Kim. All right, Min Kim now. I missed Maya Guerin. My apologies, Maya. Min, my apologies to you as well. I'll get this one right, Andrew. Andrew Lynn. Judy Musanje. Noah K. Pratt. Parker Short. Gabe Staudinger. Leland Win Wong. All right, that concludes the coding of members from the Broadway group practice. Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. Coding the members of the Fremont group practice is Dr. Allison Broyles, Assistant Professor of Restorative Dentistry and previous Fremont group practice leader. We'll begin with Maria Ayad. Carson Cardwell. Ethan Chung. Lex Egan. Mika Getchalia. Bola Jairus. Joelle Lanou. Aviela Melindres. Brittany Muralt. Emma Wynn. Talon Polk. Jeriel Roland Valdez. And this concludes the coding of members from the Fremont Group Practice. And thank you, Dr. Broas. Coding members of the Hawthorne Group Practice is Dr. Rezan Heshmati, Professor of Restorative Dentistry and Hawthorne Group Practice Leader. We'll begin with Dallin Bai. Madison Carter. Carly Heimerl. Brock Hansen. Kai Kiyakawa. Angel Knight. Robin Lathrop. Catherine Nordstrom. Krishna Patel. Everett Tran. An Vu. Colin Wong. All right, this concludes the coding of members from the Hawthorne Group Practice, and thank you, Dr. Heshmati. Coding members of the St. John's Group Practice is Dr. Lisa Green, Assistant Professor of Restorative Dentistry and St. John's Group Practice Leader. We'll start with Joshua Allen. Ethan Barber. Garrison Carter. Tram Doe. Hudson Jackson. Kyla LaFleur. Allison Lee. An Nguyen. Grace O. Braden Petrie. Janice Singhara. Becca Yang. Lily Joe. And this concludes the coding for the members from St. John's Group Practice. Thank you, Dr. Green. Coding members of the Selwood Group Practice is Dr. Brian Guthrie, Assistant Professor of Restorative Dentistry and Selwood Group Practice Leader. Ellie Anderson. Christine Bynum. Katie Duong. Ian Foster. Janelle Krista Gokum. Noah Kroll. Regina Legou. Sierra Marie Liao. Natalie McGuire. Eloise Gatia. Ryan Wynn. Thomas Peace. Gabriel Vidlak. And this concludes the coding of the members from the Selwood Group Practice. Thank you, Dr. Guthrie. And our final group is from the Steele Group Practice with Dr. Lenore Supnet, Assistant Professor of Restorative Dentistry and Steele Group Practice Leader. Tanya Aftab. Samuel Poku Apia. Ronan Barrett. Allie Dixon. Cecile Gerges. Joshua Hamry. Faith Joanna Ramirez Hutapia. Aiden Huin. Alexandra Ibrahim. Lucy Lee. Alexis Louis. Manuel Perian Nacarado. Jason Zhao. And this concludes the coding of the members from the Steel Practice Group. So thank you, Dr. Supnet. And that concludes the coding for everyone. Let's give them all a big round of applause. We have a few more remarks, and I'd like to now welcome Dr. Rick Isai, Chair of the Oregon-Idaho section of the American College of Dentists. Dr. Isai earned a degree in pharmacy at Oregon State University in 1976, a dental degree with honors in 1981 from OHSU, and was inducted into the Delta chapter of OKU Dental Honor Society at that time. He practiced general dentistry in Portland and served as the 11th District Trustee of the American Dental Association, while also serving on the board of the ADA Foundation. He's enjoyed many years of service in a variety of roles at the American Dental Association. He's a fellow in the American College of Dentists, in the International College of Dentists, and in the Pierre Fauchard Academy. He has served the Oregon Dental Association in many leadership roles, most notably as president from 2009 through 2010. He also served as president of the Oregon Dental Foundation Board from 2011 through 2012, and utilized his pharmacy background serving on the state's Medicaid Drug Utilization and Review Board. He has volunteered with a variety of programs, including Dental Aid for Children, Dental Lifeline, Medical Teams International, Senior Smile, PGA's Christina Smile, and Give Kids a Smile. And he also helped the Oregon Dental Association bring the first Mission of Mercy to the West Coast in 2010. During COVID-19, he administered vaccines with OHSU and Medical Teams International at various locations. He's received wide recognition for his service from the Oregon Academy of General Dentistry, the Washington County Dental Society, and the OHSU School of Dentistry Alumni Association, as well as the Oregon Dental Association. He and his wife, Betsy, recently moved to Bellingham, Washington, after his retirement in 2019. They have 2 children and 2 grandchildren. He now has time to enjoy golf, karting 3 holes in 1. Really? Okay. He and Betsy enjoy travel, hiking, and cooking, especially pizza in his portable pizza oven. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Rick Isai.
Thank you, Dr. Stafford. I'll have to say, you guys look pretty sharp in those white coats. So congratulations, class of 2029. On behalf of the American College of Dentists, I bring you greetings. So what is the American College? It's the oldest honorary dental organization founded in 1920, at a time when dentistry was transitioning from a trade to a profession. The college was founded to elevate the standards of dentistry, to encourage graduate study, and to grant fellowship to those who have done meritorious work. It was the first dental organization to promote lifelong learning, now known as continuing education. The college was instrumental in keeping the Journal of Dental Research afloat during the Great Depression. And the college organized and incorporated the American Association of Dental Editors to professionalize dental literature. The college has been called the conscience of dentistry, with goals of promotion of excellence, ethics, professionalism, and leadership in dentistry. Some faculty here at OHSU are fellows, as are many past and present leaders of the Oregon Dental Association. We're here to celebrate your educational progress today with the presentation of your symbolic white coat. A profession has been described as having three characteristics: attainment of a higher level of education, self-governance, both individually and collectively, and the public trust signified by a professional license. In a pocket of your white coat, you'll find this booklet. We hope that you'll review this, and I'd like to cover a few of these on page 8 with you, some of these, the ACD, American College of Dentists, cares. So the A, accountability. Accountability in dentistry pertains both to patient care and dentist actions. Competence. Competence is the demonstration of knowledge, skills, and values by the dental professional that serves the best interest of each patient. And knowing your level of skill and when to consider referral. Dignity. Dignity in patient care and interactions with colleagues embodies respect and appreciation for every individual's inherent value, regardless of their background or circumstances. Collaboration. Collaboration is essential in the provision of dental care. Collaboration requires that the dental professional work with others, sharing information and expertise in the best interest of each patient. Advocacy. Advocacy includes individual and collective activities that support justice, access, and equity through policy. Reflection. In engaging in reflection, we can continually learn from our behavior to better understand ourselves and our patients. Being reflective means not just acting, but thinking about actions before and after. Empathy. A dental professional demonstrates empathy when focusing on a person's experience and responding with compassion. The empathic dental professional is aware of other people's emotions and understands their feelings. Empathy is critical for establishing trust with patients and providing care that meets their needs. And finally, stewardship. Stewardship in the dental profession embodies the meticulous and responsible management of patients' well-being. It reflects shared values where the principles of ethics guide every decision and action. Dentists prioritize ensuring equal access to quality care, regardless of a patient's background or socioeconomic status. Your white coat is the outward and visible symbol that you accept these values and responsibility to practice them each day as a member of this learned and noble profession. I congratulate you on your journey thus far. You have many more opportunities to learn from faculty and opportunity to teach your patients going forward. I'm excited for you. Your opportunities are just beginning, and I know you will be a great addition to our profession. So once again, congratulations, class of 2029.
Thank you, Dr. Asai. Ladies and gentlemen, as they embark upon the earliest stages of their clinical experiences and reflect upon their lifelong responsibilities and opportunities as providers of health care to their future patients, please join me in once more recognizing the entire OHSU School of Dentistry class of 2029. I'd like to invite now Dr. Sakaguchi for the closing remarks. Dr. Sakaguchi.
Wow. Jenna and Polina, if this is any indication of enthusiasm we're going to see at graduation, we could expect a lot. It's going to be a really raucous group. So thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your support of your students in the program. I think next year we're also going to need a stage manager. it was quite interesting to see that, okay, you gotta look this way, you gotta look this way, you gotta smile over here, you have this group over here, you gotta smile this way, you gotta turn this way, you gotta do this. Okay, so it's quite interesting. So anyway, so congratulations, class of 2029. We'd like to, as a stage party, stand and congratulate all of you. And I'd like for you all to stand up and point to your family and friends so that they can congratulate you.